Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Cardano's price chart, and I am going to start today's video with a full Elliott waves analysis and see what is going on in this whole area. First things first, as you can see, relative to this move down, let's say starting even from the lows down here around 27.5 cents, we are having a very slow and choppy move down, and let's just measure it timing wise to about here. As you can see, this move down took us almost 205 days. On the other hand, this move happened in only about 117 days. So to me, this suggests despite having way more than enough time, almost twice as much, bears actually failed to in this phase pull the price all the way back down to these levels, meaning what? The bull run case is still fully intact in Cardano, and I do believe that we are on our way to probably set an all-time high and take the highest high, which is where somewhere around $3.2. So overall, we are looking magnificent and bullish. Now, in terms of classic patterns, I'm not really sure if you're a big fan of them, but if you like them, I think you can argue this is a beautiful looking Wyckoff accumulation pattern. And the question is, do we actually have this shadow on some other charts, or is this just a simple noise on Kraken? Let's check out some more examples. What about Coinbase? Yes, we do have this shadow, but it's not actually as big as the one that we are having in Kraken. What about Binance? Yep, this is actually a bigger of a shadow. How about the trading view itself? Yep, we also do have this shadow right in here. So it's safe to say that all the structures in here do really exist, indicating, well, okay, if this is a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, we can most likely argue we have hit our final low right in here. Now, in the interest of being objective and be able to come up with a bullish and also a bearish count at the same time, I think we need to talk about a bit of a bearish possibility, suggesting either we are going to get like a strong move down in order to take the loss. In that scenario, you are still going to see me calling this thing a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, but at that point, I'm going to argue this is our first test, this is the second test, sure, but this whole phase is going to be the move before having another one down in order to have our final test and then a very strong bounce back. So as you can see, in my view, even if in ADA we are going to get a move in order to take the loss, we are most likely not going to go a whole lot lower. And in fact, I really have a hard time believing that we are actually going to get a break of this unbelievably important support area between 44.5 to about 52.5 cents. I'll be honest with you, it's not even my primary case indicating that we're going to get a move down, but you know what? We should be objective. So in the interest of not getting your hopes up that much, I think you should have this scenario in the back of your mind. Having said that, why is it that the bearish count is not really my primary case? Because if you want to be bullish on any chart, then okay, in terms of Elliott waves, you need to be able to find off of its recent lowest low a 5-wave up. This specific structure is called an impulsive movement. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5-wave, wave 3 should not be the smallest wave, and in terms of the subwaves, you know what is going on. We must have 5-wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5, and for wave 2 and 4, we can have different scenarios. Honestly, it's not important. Let's say ABC into wave 4, and yep, a WXY structure into wave 2. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. So here's the situation. In my view, in Cardano, we are having 5-wave up in this phase from here about 68.5 cents to all the way up here around $8. Also, this is another 5-wave on the upside, very beautiful one. And this initial move off of the lowest low, when you go on some lower time frames, you realize that it is also a 5-wave. So even according to the most pessimistic count, I think in Cardano, we are able to find on a higher degree a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave, a beautiful impulsive structure up, indicating, well, you know what, probably we have hit our final low right in here about, let's say, 51.5 cents. Now, here is a very important point, and I need you to pay full attention to what I'm about to say right now. You see, in Cardano, you can actually have some more optimistic counts. For example, you can say maybe this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave up to about here, or maybe this is 1, 2, 3 correction for 4, and we are currently on our way to complete the subways for wave 5, meaning this might be a bit of an extension structure, suggesting this is 1, this is 2, And guess what is next? Yep, a strong move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. Now, question, what is the difference between this count and the previous one indicating we have completed a 5 wave to about the highs? Well, here's the situation. This count suggests in ADA we are not going to go down and take this low down here around 68.8 cents. In fact, this actually suggests that from the current areas we should expect a rather strong bounce back. However, the other scenario suggests that we are actually going to get another move down in order to take this low, and then maybe somewhere around here our correction is going to come to an end. And again, pay attention, that will be just a correction structure down and not an impulse, suggesting the next move one way or the other most likely is going to be a big one up. Question, which count is happening? At the moment we really cannot say anything for sure, and I think you need to actually pay full attention to what is going on in terms of classic TA and also Fibonacci's. Why is that? You see, if you remember, the last time that we talked about ADA, I think we were around these areas, and the idea was that this is definitely a 5 wave down. This seems to be a very slow move on the upside, so maybe it's going to be in form of an ABC zigzag, and I think specifically we were around here, and the idea was that we are going to get another move up, but we shouldn't really get our hopes up that much. Odds are this is a correction, and after it's over, guess what? We are going to have another move down, and that pretty much played out. Now, here's the deal. In terms of classic TA, we are still around the lower band of this important region, about, let's say, 79.5 cents. And also at the same time, this has an overlap with a beautiful Fibonacci retracement level. Yep, as you can see, this is about the 61.8%. So I think it is safe to say that as long as we are staying above here, we are definitely good to go up starting from the current point. Does this mean right around the current area we should go long? I don't really think so, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not really in the business of catching absolute lows. No, I would much prefer to see a beautiful bullish and optimistic sign, meaning what? Yes, you guessed it right, having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off of here, and then a slow move down. And okay, fair enough. If in here I see the right subwaves, I'm going to go long big time in ADA. As long as I'm not seeing that, I don't think we should actually go long. And in fact, if we go down once more and get a break of this level, at that point you need to count on, yes, probably another 8 to 10% move on the downside in order to reach to about the 78% level, which is down here about 75-74 cents. And at the same time, this is actually interesting. You see, when this move up right in here happened, it was a little bit too fast, and as a result of it, I think it was in H4 time frame that we created a very clear gap. And since I believe gaps 95+% of the time are going to get filled, well, okay, I'm gonna say this: if we do end up getting a break of the lower band of this region in Cardano, odds are the next target is going to be filling that gap. And at that point, let's hope that we're not going to continue our move down in order to take the lows. And for example, from here, we get a very strong bounce in order to start the next major phase of the bull. So as you can see, one way or the other in Cardano, in my view, we are looking great and bullish. And in fact, if you even just compare this short-term phase down timing wise to its previous phase, as you can see, this took us about 19 days. On the other hand, this happened only in about 11 days. So this is once more another very important sign, further confirming that we are having a corrective movement in here. It's just the fact that maybe we are going to go a bit lower, but even that is not a given. As long as we are staying above here, I think we are good to go up. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in ADA. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.